Part 6, Venice, 1978. Looking at the art at the Krishna Festival. Hey, there's my New Age bookstore with the Rosetta in the front window. Beautiful women all over the place. People in my store, people walking around in Venice, California. It's 1978 for 1 year at 1510 Pacific Avenue, which is no longer there. Later on it became a plant store or furniture store. But prior to my getting it, it was a New Age bookstore, and I kept it for 1 extra year as a New Age bookstore. One of the dumber things I did was I made a sign saying, so in the alley in the back I said, go visit the Beyond Illusion New Age books and comics around front. Well, that could have been, I might have sent a lot of traffic to some other bookstore that was actually located on a street called Front. See, Frazetta was one of my favorite artists of all time, so I used to sell his posters. There's George Barr, more beautiful hippie chicks and others. That's our Pulp magazine cover. I used to own that Pulp. I don't know if I still do. That guy standing there next to the cop, he might have been the guy that read me off, because later he gave me a leather coat. I don't know for sure. I make no accusations. I always use the word allegedly. And that's across the street. Jeez. Another Frazetta Sideways. Frazetta. Greatest heroic fantasy artist of all time. Egyptian princess. You can't see it that good, but maybe I'll scan these images on other Frazetta calendars I have and put them on here. More cute babies in my store. I bought the existing stock and the bookcases, and I lived in the back third for the entire year. There it is, you almost see the sign there. Painted by Keith Tucker. A New Age magazine cover, Baba Ram Dass, who I got to see that year at some church in Ocean Park. There's beautiful Carolyn. She worked at my store. She and her husband lived on a bus. She was my best employee, practically. Oh, except for 2 other people. Robert, his father. Hey, my magazine, Graphic Illusion, she's showing. That thing's been around. And she didn't want to be filmed, apparently. This was before we put the... this is really near the beginning. Keith Tucker did quite a few different murals. Hey, Hari Krishna Festival. I kind of hope my grandkids see all this stuff. Or my kids. Yeah, this is a light show. Yeah, that's the ticket. Krishna was quite a battler against the Maya of illusion. See, the goal of life is really enlightenment, which is really just knowing who you are. And who you are is not separate from God. I can't tell you that you're God, because then people would think that, you know, some crazy people misunderstand it. You know, but you can say you're one with God, and there's no separation between your spiritual soul and spirit, because you're made in the image and likeness. Therefore, in reality, all is God, but the actions of man I don't think are so godly, which I've said before. So many people. And is that cutie? Her name was Denise, I think, the other one. Such actors and actresses. It's a busy intersection. She is great. Her name will come to me soon. So wild and fun and free. Those were the days. I don't know, are the Hari Krishna still relevant? I mean, they're relevant, but are they still prevalent in America? I don't see him handing out the Bhagavad Gita, the Hindu Bible, at airports anymore. Hari Krishna. Then I walk into one of the crowds and I start dancing with the camera, so get ready for that. People are achieving bliss and ecstasy by their movement. This is back in Mendocino, or maybe Venice Ocean. My friend Robert is showing all these kids how to play a flute in a fog. That's pretty weird. It's a surreal scene, but very, very ethereal. Later, tons of people took off their clothes and jumped in the ocean. Since there was a fog, no one could see them. See, these kids, they still have their ability, their original nature. They're not hung up. They're enjoying life. The entire city was on skates. That's a cool scene. There's that cafe right near the other bookstore. That guy is a regular. He is great. This guy was cool. He just rode around on buses to Santa Barbara and back. I talked to him once. He is in silence. Other murals in Venice.